Hi, welcome back. Now that we understand the cloud computing and journey of cloud, now let's try to look what are different cloud computing models are. And we'll start with IaaS, that's like infrastructure as a service. So IaaS, this is going to be the most basic category of cloud computing service. In IaaS, you rent the IT infra that includes servers, virtual machine, storage, networks, operating systems from a cloud provider, and you pay as you go basis. So if you look in terms of Google Cloud, the example will be Google Compute Engine, where you create a virtual machine, you create an instance, and you start using that. Another popular model that we have, computing model that we have in cloud is PaaS, that is platform as a service. So in this case, in platform as a service, cloud computing services that you need will be supply kind of an on-demand environment for you, and that will help you to develop, test, and manage your software application. So, and this PaaS, it helps, like if you're a developer, it will help you to just focus on developing your application and not to worry about like how to set up and manage all the underlying infrastructure. So like servers, storage, network, and all those things. And a very good example of this in Google Cloud will be Google App Engine. So we'll talk about Google App Engine, what are the different options that are available in the Google App Engine. So that will come as a platform as a service, where you just focus on your application and all the backend part will be taken care by the cloud service provider. Then you have software as a service. So this is a kind of another model, and nowadays you will see a lot of subscription-based SaaS provided. So that's a kind of method of delivering software application over internet based on demand. And in this case, whoever providing the software as a service, it will host all, like, so it will take care of the infra part as well as the software part. And you as a user just connect over this in the software application through internet, typically like web browser or phone or something, and you use it. So example is Gmail. You don't need to worry about like what kind of coding is there for Gmail, what kind of infrastructure is needed. Everything will be taken care by Google. All you need to do is create your account, and if you're using corporate, you have to pay and subscribe, and that's all. It goes from there. All the scaling, everything will be taken care by the service provider. And nowadays, right, after this IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, nowadays this serverless computing is also kind of very popular. So with this serverless application, so cloud service provider automatically provision, scales, and manage the infrastructure required to run the code. So all you have to do is you have to find if that particular code that you are writing, right, if it is supported, you don't need to worry about anything in terms of finding the environment to run the code like Java, so JVM and all those things, or if you have Python code. So all you need to do is you need to just write the code and functionality, and rest everything will be taken care by the serverless computing. Now, this may not be very clear to you, so let me give you a kind of analogy that will help you to basically understand all this. So with this, let me give you an example here. So as you see, so we are trying to understand cloud, and our, like, before cloud came, right? So everything used to be on-prem. So when you have an on-prem kind of thing, so you manage storage, networking, server, data, runtime, application, everything is managed on-prem. Your system engineers or you as an application developer. And then we have IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. And what you see here, anything that's in green, so that's like whoever is the cloud service provider, they manage for you. So like in case of infrastructure service, they manage networking, storage, servers, and virtualization. However, OS part, or like what Linux or Windows you want to run, middleware, runtime, data application, it's all managed by you as a consumer of that service. If you go as a platform as a service, starting from networking till runtime, is managed by this cloud provider, and you as a consumer, all you need to do is manage the data and your application that you are running on top of it. And if you go as software as a service, starting from the basic infra till application, everything is managed by the service provider for software as a service. So this was in terms of computing. Now let's try to make it simplified, and let's try to make sure how you can understand and remember it. So if you're in US and if you rent a car, right? So let's try to understand in that reference how these models are. So first thing is on-prem. So like if you own a car, you go and you buy a car. So that's like you own everything there. So it's just like, you are responsible for its maintenance, upgrade and everything. And if you need to upgrade, you need to buy a new car. So all those overhead is there. In case of infra as a service, so that's an example of like when you lease the car from like enterprise or somewhere, right? So when you lease a car, you choose like what kind of car you want, drive it wherever you want to go. So how much CPU you need, how much memory you need. So all those things it comes like, so you can select that in case of infrastructure. So similarly, what model you want to go for, what color and all, you can select that. Want an upgrade? Just use a different car. So you need more machine, more computing, go and sign up for another instance in terms of compute. So that's like example of leasing car is like example of infra as a service. Now platform as a service. So it's like you taking Uber or Lyft, right? So you don't drive the taxi yourself. However, you tell the driver where you need to go, and he need to make sure there is a gas in that. It has all the rule books followed. Everything is there. You sit, relax in the back seat, and you go. So in case of platform as a service, runtime and everything is managed by the provider. Then you have SaaS. So that is like software as a service. So think of like going by bus. Like if you're going to city and you have the connecting bus. So you have defined routes for that. And you share that ride with other passenger, and all you need to do is buy the ticket. You have limited options, but you go to a destination. So all the features are controlled by that particular route that you are taking. So that's another easier example to relate it. So you have IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS in terms of different models that we have. Thank you. And with this, we will wrap up this lecture, and I will see you guys in the next session. Thank you.